Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Who is in bondage and who is not in bondage? Who is miserable and who is not miserable? He who has chosen to be miserable, he is miserable. And he who has chosen not to be miserable, he is not miserable. We are all miserable or happy by choice. To exercise this choice, we require certain qualifications. And these qualifications are given: na stuvita, na nindeta, kurvataha sadhu, asadhu va, vadato gunadashabhyam varjitaha samadrunguni. The first quality to attain freedom from the relative existence is stop commenting, evaluating, labeling the world, the people. This is what we do. Once, somewhere in a retreat, lecture was going on, people were sitting, and I had to go for some urgent phone call. I said, you please continue, I'll come in 10 minutes. 10 minutes, what should we do, Swamiji? I said, you discuss how the world is bad and how you are good. See? Because this topic is such that we don't require preparation. We can start firing any moment. So, the first step to attain freedom is this. The second thing, na kuryat, na vadet, na kinchit dhyayet sadhu sadhava. Similarly, don't even think in terms of, oh, this is good, this should have been like that, that should have been like that. Neither talk nor think or discuss on any relative plane. Then, Atma Ramaha Anaya Vrittya Vichare Jadavan Muni. Focusing your attention on your own being, meaning remaining aware of your own presence, move in this world as if you are dumb. All the wise people know very clearly it is a folly to be wise among the fools. See? Therefore, wise people never talk and discuss. There was a person, he was going somewhere, and 3 persons were arguing and fighting and shouting at each other. So they called him. Sir, you come and you help us. What is that? I am telling that this is a snake. The other fellow was telling that this is a dry garland. The third person was telling this is a crack in the soil. And thus 3 were shouting and trying to prove their standpoint. Because all 3 of them were Vedantis. Vedantis are those who argue and fight on no issue. So they were fighting and shouting. And this wise man, he knew that it is none of the 3, but it is merely a rope. So what he has to tell now? He has to tell, Mr. Snake, you are wrong. Mr. Garland, you are wrong. Mr. Crack in the soil, you are wrong. And when all the 3 will be told that you are wrong, 3 will unite together and destroy this man. So what is the best way? Janan api medhavi jadaval lokamachare. Do not try to prove anything in this world. Never try to prove. Our whole life is this struggle. See? How we spend our life in proving something which nobody wants to know. Once somewhere, after a very hectic journey, I had finished my talk and everything, and I was watching TV, enjoying some documentary. There was one elderly European Swami, and she asked me, Swamiji, I am amazed. How come you are not tired and you are still watching the documentary? How can I be like you? I want to be like you. I said, Mama, you cannot be like me. Why? To be like me, you require beard. And yesterday I told you the equation, longer the beard, more the wisdom. Shorter the beard is the wisdom. And no beard, no wisdom. Only foolishness. No, please tell me something. Then I said, look here. Your whole life is a struggle to prove something to somebody. Alas, you don't know what you want to prove and to whom. And who cares for you? Our whole life is this. See, लोग क्या कहेंगे? What people will say? अरे कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे. लोगों का काम है कहना. Let them do whatever. Why you worry? Relax. See? Then alone we will be able to revel in our own blissful self. Up to here we have seen yesterday. Now the teacher continues this thought. शब्द ब्रह्मणि निष्णातः न निष्णायात् परे यदि श्रमस्तस्य श्रमफलो येनुदे धेनुइव रक्षतः. Somebody is expert in giving the lectures on Vedanta. So while giving the lecture, aham brahmasmi. After the lecture is over, aham brahmosmi. See? Telling on the stage that Brahman is real, the whole world is an illusion, but when it comes to one's own experiences of life, there is nothing but complaint. See? Like we all chant that mantra, na karmana na prajaya dhanena tyage naike amritatva manashu dakshinane karo. Tyage naike dakshinane karo. See friends, how much we are deceiving ourselves. Therefore, Shabda Brahmani Nishnataha. See, you all have done one mistake. You have come for satsanga. Now you have lost your right to be miserable. If you go home and shout at your kids or start finding out their faults, scold them, they will talk among themselves. Mummy has come from satsang, and in Gita this is taught that scold the children. Therefore she is doing, and you become more angry on that. See, there is one story in Valmiki Ramayana. There was a dog. He came in the conference meeting of Bhagwan Rama, and all the ministers were sitting. The dog came and said, Sir, this Brahmin has done crime against me, punish him. So Bhagwan Ram says, what is the crime that is done? He has thrown a piece of bread on my face to eat. So Bhagwan Ram said, how other people give you food? Do they give you in a golden plate? No. How they give you? They also throw it. So when this person also has thrown towards you, what is wrong? The dog says, if ignorant people do something wrong, it is acceptable. A Brahmin supposed to be wise, it is not expected that he should do the wrong things. In the same manner, if other than you, anybody becomes angry, frustrated, acceptable. But you have done a mistake. You have heard the satsanga. No, you cannot afford. See, friends, satsanga is changing ourselves. Whole Bhagavad Gita was delivered to Arjuna. After that, the situation of the war did not change. What changed is Arjuna himself. Nashto moha smriti labdha. Therefore, friends, one has to be very clear about it. Shabda Brahmani Nishnataha. Vedanta is meant for applying on oneself, and in relations it is only the atmosphere of love and devotion. Normally what we do the other way around. One day I was taken to somebody's house because he had a heart attack. So my friend told me, Swamiji, my friend has a heart attack, please go and talk to him. So I went. I said, man, come on, congratulations. You have heart attack because you have heart. Congratulations. Ha ha ho, over. After a few months, he came to see me, and those days I used to get migraine, half headache, killing. So when he came to meet me, I was tossing on the bed and I said, come on, now don't talk to me, please go away, come after 2-3 hours, I am having terrible migraine headache. He was cool, he said, Swamiji, congratulations. You have head, therefore you have headache. I said, this is not a time for a joke, man, I am suffering. He said, do you remember what you said about my heart attack? I said, look here, heart was your, head is mine. See? We have wisdom for others. Wisdom for others is called as philosophy. And every born Indian is a born philosopher. See? But when it comes to oneself, all the philosophy gets evaporated. Therefore, Shabda Brahmani Nishnataha na Nishnayat Pare Yadi Shramaha Tasya Shrama Phalaha He Adhuna Adhenum Iva Rakshataha. His struggle is like he is maintaining a cow which is not giving milk. So it is a useless effort. Now here the teacher gives a list. Gam dugdha doham asatim cha bharyam deham paradhinam asat praja cha vitvam tirthi krutamanga vacham hinam maya rakshati dukkha dukhi. Those people who have kept a cow without giving milk, a bad person in the house, and constant dependence on somebody or the other, and a very bad kind of children, and although there is a possibility to help somebody, never helping anybody, and talking about everything except the Lord's name, their life is the most useless one, and they will be subjected to more and more miseries. Therefore, what is to be done? Yasyam name pamanamang karma. Hey Uddhavji, that Vani, that speech which does not talk about the truth is a useless one. How we talk about truth? One or two examples. Normally we talk about the world, oh the world is very bad. Or else the second thing, the world is changing so much. These two things. By these two topics, nothing is gained. It is wastage of speech. Like one person somewhere asked me, Swamiji, where from you have come? So every time I bluff, fresh bluff. Why I give the same bluff? So I said, I come from Vrindavan. Immediately he said, oh, Vrindavan. Yes, I had been there 40 years before. The Vrindavan has changed so much. Now by this statement, what you have gained? Then I told him, I said, Babaji, come here. And where we wash our hand, near the sink, I took him. There is a mirror. I said, look into the mirror. 40 years before, is it the same fellow? See, changing is the rule of this world. Instead of complaining, recognize, learn that everything in this world is changing. And if this is true, don't expect the things to remain as they are. But what happens? The old people, all the time living in the past. When we were children, who cares? We were children. Therefore, don't bring your past in the present and remain fit to live in the present. Then only we are walking the spiritual path. Therefore, inquire about this world. Where from the world is born? One sweet small little girl, she came and I was having a cup of tea in their house. Swamiji, I have got a question. When I looked at her, I knew she doesn't have a question. I said, yes, what is your question? Swamiji, when the world is created and where the world is created? I said, hey, you are so sweet. Who asked you to ask me this question? Mummy. Because such stupid question children don't ask. Then I called, I said, Mummy, come here. Why don't you ask me straight away? Okay, Swamiji, I was feeling shy to ask questions. If you are shy of your foolishness, you will never grow wise. Then I told her, forget about the world. What time you woke up in this morning? Swamiji, I said, no, don't argue, simply answer my questions. Swamiji, I got up at 9 o'clock. Very good. Before 9 o'clock, where were you? Think. Who were you? And when were you? 3 things. And after 9 o'clock, the whole world has come to existence. So when the world is created, when we are identified with our gross body, that moment the world is created. Number one. Where from the world begins? The world begins from our body. See? And how long the world lasts? As long as there is a body identification. This inquiry is called as thinking about the world. Not this way. Why God has created such a terrible world? And then we go and ask the Mahatmas because they are freely available. I remember in Rishikesh this happened many years before. I was pretty young that time, handsome, etc. It's not a joke, man, it's the truth. So, I was walking in front of that Swarga ashram and enjoying the Ganges. And there was one child who was crying non-stop. And there was Teen Deviya. See, many people blame me, Swamiji, you always make fun of the ladies and not of the gents. You make the husbands miserable, poor, and wife as if they are terrible. I said, look here, you are having a wrong notion. When it comes to the ladies, the movie is Teen Deviya. When it comes to the gents, it comes to 3 idiots. Because ladies cannot be idiots. They can be only Devis. So, these Teen Deviya were there, 3 ladies. And the child was crying very consistently with commitment. So, they said, Maharaj, why this child is crying? Now, is it a question to be asked to a Swami? But we are asked any question, anything. So, I said, what do you think why the child is crying? You think why the child is crying? So, one lady was a mother. And mother knows only one thing. The child must be hungry, therefore he is crying. The mothers cannot think. If they are Indian mothers, their love is stuff the child up to the nose so that he cannot breathe. I am a victim of that. You know where it happened in US, boys, a Andhra lady. I was staying with her and I told her, I said, Mama, I don't take more than 2 chapati. Okay, no rice, no nothing. Okay, Swami. Normally you prepare chapati on that small round table, isn't it? She removed that. And on that, kitchen table, she made a chapata. As if, it is a Angavastra. You can a huge one, 2 of them. And she gave me. I said, Mama, I can't eat. Swamiji, you told me only 2 chapatis, these are 2. I said, do you think I am a dabba? You feed him or what? So, that mother lady, she said the child is crying because he may be hungry. I said, very good. Other one, what do you think, Amma? She was a doctor. Doctors cannot think health. There must be abdominal colic. And therefore the child is crying. Very good. Now the third one. She was a social worker. A social worker can make issues out of nothing. And then she said, in our country there are. I said, stop your lecture. We think according to the training that we have gained in our life, is it not? Our thinking is influenced by the training, how we have trained ourselves to interact to a given situation. Then I told them, okay, fortunately the child is there. Let us ask the child directly, why you are crying? So I went, Beta, So why are you crying? Nothing, time pass. Now tell me, will you say that the child, what he said was wrong? Because he was crying, is it not? In the same manner, we all can think about this world. Why this world is created by God will depend on our own training. How we have trained ourselves in thinking. See, the right way will be what? Like we went and asked the child, why you are crying? In the same manner, go and catch the collar of the Lord and ask, why did you create this world? And for that, follow the path of devotion. And when you see the Lord, all your questions will disappear. See friends, questions are always about the not self. There is no question about the self. And therefore, here the teacher says, he who is spending his time in inquiring about creation and thus coming back to one's own self. See, there are a few topics which are dealt with in the scriptures. One topic is the topic of creation. Secondly, the topic of karma, good or bad karma, law of karma, this life, next life, going to hell and heaven, sin and merit, second topic. The third topic is God. If you are a Gujarati, God. Gujaratis don't have God. God said. Like gross body. They don't say gross body. So, third topic is the word of God. And fourth topic is the Paramatma, Parabrahma. All these four topics are meant for bringing our attention to our own self. The topic of creation is not meant for proving creation. That is not the purpose. See, that problem is given to the scientists. See? And they talk about creation. Once I was in US and one person was driving me to some place for a lecture, and he was probably a professor of physics or something like that. And he said, Swamiji, I want to know how you people in Vedanta talk about the theory of creation. I said, Vedanta doesn't answer stupid questions. He got so annoyed. Do you mean this question is stupid? I said, no, I am underestimating it. It is worse than that. Now you tell me, according to your science, how the world is created. They have got standard things. Black hole theory and Big Bang theory. I said, tell me, hole in what? Is hole an object? See, this is a cloth or a paper. Isn't it? Tissue paper. Now, I have removed some part of it. Now, what is here? The hole. Is hole an object? Hole, absence of paper in this area, is it not? So when you say the world is created by a black hole theory, hole in what? Think. So that in which the hole is happening, it is already created. So where is the question of creation? Similarly, the Big Bang theory. See? There cannot be a bang unless there are two. See? Simply you move the hand, there won't be any sound. But you land your hand on somebody's cheek, there is a sound. See? Mahatma Gandhi taught this. In South Africa, we were having some gathering, and one Gujarati fellow asked me, Swamiji, Mahatma Gandhi said, when somebody gives you one, you should show the other. What is the meaning? I said, that depends how you have understood. If somebody gives you one, then if again he wants to give you not known other, that usko maro. Don't show your own cheek. See, our understanding makes all the difference. Therefore, the world is created or not created, this topic is only meant to focus our attention on our own self. If I is not there, the world doesn't exist. See, if I is not there, my wife does not exist. If I is not there, my property does not exist. A couple, after 5 years of age, that girl was wanting to evaluate her husband's love. So she asked, darling, honey, we are married for 5 years. Yes, darling, what's that? Suppose I die, don't say that, I will become mad, don't say that. No, but I just want to ask no question, please change the topic. Another 5 years have gone. After 10 years, again the same question. Honey, now we are 10 years married. I just want to know, last time I asked you, you didn't allow me, but this time you have to allow me. That if I die, you told me you will get mad, but my question is, if I die, will you marry again? So he said, I won't get mad that much to marry again. Oh, very good. She was happy. Another 5 years have passed, 15 years, again the same question. Honey, if I die, will you get married? And you told me you will not get that mad. Now what you have to say? Mad person can do anything. I will get married. So if I is there, then only the world is. If the I is not there, world doesn't exist, is it not? So where from the inquiry begins? From the I. Therefore, the topic about the world, about the I, about the Ishvara, etc., when they are taken for discussion, then only our mind will be tuned to the divine. Otherwise, we will be getting lost into the topics. Like one person asked me in India, Swamiji, what is your opinion about corruption? And if I get opportunity, I will also do. See, friend, don't get lost in these topics. They will yield nothing. Therefore, evam vijnasayapoya nanatva brahmam atmani uparamet virajam manaha mayyartha sarvage. Therefore, as I told you, my dear Uddhavji, remove this wrong notion that there is one soul per body. Get this point. When you are looking at the light in the bulb, what are you seeing? One, there is light, and second, behind the light there is electrical energy. But this light covers the electrical energy. In the same manner, apply. Behind the eyes or the vision, there is a mind. So mind expressing through the eyes is a vision. Electrical energy expressing through the bulb is light. See. Now between these two, which is real? The light is real or electrical energy is real? The vision is real or the mind is real? Many a times our mind is occupied somewhere, somebody comes and say hello, and we don't register. And afterwards he say, you are very arrogant. I told you hello, you didn't say, oh, I'm sorry, my mind was somewhere else. See, friends, and the mind covers the consciousness. See, you drop the mind, and you are one with the truth. How do we drop the mind? Mind is nothing but a constant movement. Like only in the moving waters in the rivers, there is a whirlpool possible. When the water is in a lake or in a pond, there is no whirlpool because there is no movement. In the same manner, when the mind is standstill, as in deep sleep, there is no whirlpool called as I. And what this whirlpool does? It pulls us down because of the centripetal force. In the same manner, life identified with one particular body is I, ego. But when the life is not identified with particular body, it is an egoless life. And therefore, when in the deep sleep, you happen to kick somebody, nobody blames you that you kicked me because you are not there. Think, friends. Therefore, this notion that we are many is the cause of miseries. There is but one reality expressing through everything and being. Change the focal length. See? Like we go to the eye doctors. There are two types of eye doctors. Those who have studied properly, gone through the medical college, they become eye doctor. And second type of eye doctors, we are eye doctors. But their spelling of eye is EYE. Our spelling of eye is I.com. And both of them deal with the myopia. There also there is a myopia, here also there is a myopia. Myapopilia ho gaya myopia. See, friends. And when the myopia happens, what happens? Our ability to control the focal length is lost. In the same manner, when we are under the influence of this myopia, then our ability to focus on the divine presence in and through the totality is lost. And when this myopia is corrected, meaning the ability to focus on the substratum and not on the superimposed, when this ability is evoked, out of an ordinary person, a great master is born. See, friends. Therefore, inquire about, can there be many bodies or there is only one reality expressing through the many? See, friends. And this is just a subjective experience. Don't try to learn it objectively. See? Like, behind all the colors and forms, there is one vision. Behind all the sense organs, there is one mind. Behind all the minds, there is one consciousness. Where is the world? This is what is called a devotion. Therefore, Uparamed Virajam Manaha Mai Arpe Sarvage. Therefore, withdraw your mind from the multiplicity and try to discover the common denominator. Be attentive. We see the world what we have seen ourselves. This is the thumb rule. If I consider myself to be with the conditioning of money, that I am rich or I am poor, the world will be seen that the world has got two types of people, those who are rich and those who are poor. If I think myself to be married, then there will be two types of people in this world, those who are married and those who are happy. If I consider myself to be a person with the body as the criteria that I am a man, then in this world there are two types of people, man and woman. If I consider myself to be an Australian, then there are two types of people, Australian originals and aboriginals. Today I was telling somebody, I said, don't call them aboriginal. You are aboriginal, not those. Because original means original. Aboriginal means added from outside. See? Originally we are healthy. Aboriginally we are abnormal. See, normal, abnormal. So we are all aboriginals. And poor aboriginals are called as aboriginals. They are really originals. Thus, when we discard this wrong notion, and this notion about ourselves has to be discarded. So when I come to recognize myself as the conscious blissful existence, then from this experience, other than that, nothing will be experienced. See. Therefore, spiritual practice has two aspects. One, come to discover your essential nature and to assist in the discovery of your own self, practice in the world. What we have to practice? Anybody who comes in our life is none other than the Lord. Start. He alone takes various forms and comes. Give a chance to Him. I'll tell you one or two experiences. Once I was in Germany, Hamburg airport, I got down. I had only pounds in my pocket. And to get, the trolley, you have to put some coins. Like India, it is not free. Daridri. So, I had no coins. So, I put that, currency note, pounds. Again, only the notes came and no required coin came. Oh, I was so disgusted, what to do, looking here and there. Finally, I thought, okay, let me lift my own prarabdha and go. Then one person, one of the porters there, he came, he said, wait, his language German, I don't know, English he doesn't know. Wait. Then he took out from his pocket €2 coin, put into a trolley, removed it and gave it to me. Take it. I said, oh, thank you so much. And I wanted to give him some pounds. He refused to take. He said, no, it's okay, go. That time, who helped us? See, friends, mother, father, guru, shishya, your money, your religion, only one thing, and the same Lord comes in any form and He helps you. Only thing we are not able to recognize His intervention in our life. The ability to recognize His grace, even in the event of misery, is called as a real devotee. What is our devotion? Whatever I want, if I get it, by God's grace, I got married. And if I don't get married, I don't know, God is not giving me the grace, everybody is getting married, I am not getting married. You don't know, this is good for you. See, friends, therefore, Uparamet virajam manaha mai arpya sarvage. Therefore, then, withdrawing from the whole world, now start suspecting divinity in everyone. See, everyone. Nobody comes in our contact unless it is required. Not a single experience happens in our life unless it is necessary. See? Everything is decently designed. There is nothing, one single event does not happen haphazardly. Now, yaddenisho dharayitum mano brahmani nishchalam mai sarvani karmani nirapeksha samajara. Now the teacher says, if you cannot thus focus your mind in the Parabrahma Paramatma, because your mind is too agitated, disturbed, goes on spinning and imagining the things, to such people, the spiritual practice is keep yourself physically occupied in some activity. See, one example I'll give you. Somewhere in Gujarat, one Gujarati family, and they are very close to me. So the daughter-in-law asked me, Swamiji, you know everything in our family, and now I am so fed up. I don't know what I should do. I feel sometime that I should leave and go. You please help me. I said, look here, I'll tell you, but my conditions are two. No discussion, no argument. Agreed? Yes. Then I took her with me to a place where there was a medical camp, free medical camp. And that institution in Ahmedabad is one of the best institutions I have ever come across. And I told her that you do whatever they tell you. Don't bring your riches here. You have got dozen servants at home. But anything that is told, you do it here. And she started, because she knew about half a dozen languages, so she was sitting on the front desk. Every patient she was interacting and in any language, so no problem. And like that she started for about 6-7 times she went. Every second and fourth Sunday this happens. So she went for 3-4 months. Afterwards she told me, Swamiji, I want to talk to you. I said, if that is the issue, don't talk. No, that is the issue and I will talk to you. I said, okay, start. I tell you now, I have no problems. Earlier I was thinking, I got all the problems. But when I saw the people in the world, friends, when you solve somebody else's miseries, your miseries disappear. This is the secret of Samaj Seva. Not imposing our views on others. Our Samaj Seva is what? That imposing my view on you. Suppose I am a teetotaler, then my Samaj Seva will be, don't drink, take only a cup of tea. Teetotaler. If I am a non-smoker, my Samaj Seva will be, social service will be, don't smoke. Our social service is imposition of our views on others. Friends, if you help the miserable people to get out of their miseries, your miseries are removed without any effort. See, friends. Therefore, if you are not able to focus your mind on the Lord, then keep yourself occupied in something creative. Mai sarvani karmani nirapekshaha samachara. Nirapeksha, don't expect. Like, yes, I want to go for the social work, but they have not sent me a car. How can I go for social work? Look here, is it a social work or what? It is your need, one important principle. Whatever we do in this world, it is our need. The world does not need us. There will be automatic humility in all your activities. But if we have got that arrogance, see, then I have done so much for you. Who asked you to do? Stop it. See, thus, start offering all your activities in the divine thought, nirapeksha samachara, and do them perfectly well. See, this is another beautiful thing. Instead of doing something to get happiness, do everything to express happiness. See, and this I learned from one carpenter many years before. He was engaged for doing some repair in my place where I was staying. And his name was Abdul Hamid. So he used to come and make all this thing and start. We expected in 1 week it will be over. 1 week over, 10 days over, 13 days over. I said, hey man, stop this. How long are you going to do every day? Tak, 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 tak. He put it down. He said, look here. Unless I am satisfied with my work, you will not be satisfied. And I am doing it, not for your sake. I am doing it. I discover fulfillment, then I have done a best job. See, that is samachara. Not to show to others. See, look within. Thereafter, Shraddhalur me katha shrunman subhadra logopamani gayan anusmaran karma janmacha abhinayan moho. Thereafter, the path of devotion. That spend your time in reading and studying two things. One is the various katha stories of the various avatar like Bhagavan, Krishna, Rama, etc. This is one part. The second part is study the life stories of great masters. Fortunate for all of us, in India, we have got hundreds and thousands of great masters. Not one. Read their life. More than studying the Bhagavat, Katha of the God, the story, the book is called a Bhagavat, not Bhagavat Katha. Bhagavat means what? The devotees of the Lord. See, this particular thing I learned from one child. When I was new in my profession, I didn't know much how to talk and how to tell. So one children group I was talking from Bombay. Bombay children are extra smart. So and they know everything because of this, Amar Chitra Katha and then YouTube, everything is known to them. So when I was telling, one child said, Swamiji, don't tell. Dhruva did such tapasya standing on one leg. We can't stand on two legs. Tell something what we can do. I said, yes, yaar, you are right. Then second thing, you told about Prahlad, how his father was torturing him. My dad is not like that, he is so cute. So don't give me that example. Very good. Then, and you told Bhagavan Krishna lifted that Govardhan on his small little finger. He said, when we lift a small little finger, we go to bathroom. And if he did like that, he is Bhagavan, how great about it. Tell something which is possible for us. See how important it is. Only the stories of the gods cannot inspire us. They can only make us dumbfounded. Oh, God did this. That's it. But when we read the life stories of the great masters, then we come to know they were like you and me. They lived in the same economic turmoil, in the same political chaos, in the same fight and every natural calamity, and yet they were rooted in the reality. So their life stories, they can inspire us and keep us on the path of spiritual evolution. Therefore, keep yourself in this Shraddhalu me katha shrunvan subhadra logo pavani. So all my stories katha, they are very auspicious, and by that all our experiences will be purified. Gayan smaran karma janma cha avinayan muhu, and thus go on talking and singing the glory of my life. Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo vetti tattvataha. See? He who comes to recognize my birth and my karma as divya. Divya means what? It is beyond the cause and effect. Our karma and janma, our activity and birth is born out of cause and effect. But the birth and the karma, the activity of the Lord, is not an effect of some prior karma. Therefore it is divya, singing about this, and thus go on playing. Thus your mind will remain always in tune with the divine. Madarte dharma kamarthan acharan madva apashraya lavate nischalam bhaktim mai uddhava sanatane. Thereafter, when you are thus able to surrender your all thoughts and activity unto me, your devotion will slowly start becoming firm. Our devotion is signing an MOU. This I told you last time. What is signing an MOU? Memorandum of Understanding. We go to the Lord and tell, Oh Lord, Anji, Lord says, you have got all the powers but no desires. Yes, I know it. Oh Lord, I have got all the desires but no power. That also I know it. So why not we sign an MOU? all my desires and all your power. Very good investment. See? So our desire is, our devotion is only how much I can get invoked through him. See? Artho jijnaso arthati jnani cha varadacha. Constantly asking, demanding, that is not devotion. Therefore, madarte dharma kamarthan acharan. So, the dharma is done so that the mind becomes purified and we can think about God. Artha, and the money is earned so that we can spend that money for the welfare of the people around us. Kama, we fulfill our desires which are in tune with the sanctions according to scriptures. See? Dharma aviruddho bhuteshu kamosmi bhartarshava. If you are hungry and you feel hungry to take food, there is nothing wrong in that. But if you insist for a particular type of food and then become miserable, then the samsara begins. Thus, do everything for my sake. Yat yat karma karomi tat tat akhilam shambho tavaradhana. See? And this can happen when we come to realize, be very attentive, that everything that is happening is known to the Lord who is sitting in my heart. See? Just remain aware of this fact. You know, in Bhagavat only this story comes. When Ajamila left the body after chanting Narayana once and he died, when his soul came out, then there were two parties. One party was Yamaraj party, the Lord of Death, he has sent these people to catch. And the other was the Parshadas from the Narayana, they came and they were fighting. This is my catch, this is my catch. And there the story tells that how do you know he is a sinful, the Parshadas, Vishnu's devotees, they ask. They say, look here, our God, our Lord told us that in every part of our body, he is presided by the divine presence. So the eyes are presided by the sun. The nose is presided by the Ashwini Kumar. The ears are presided by the Digdevata. The hands are presided by the Indra. The legs are presided by the Vishnu. Thus, every organ of our body is presided by the Lord's Amsha. They are his, messengers. They are sitting there. And when the Jiva leaves the body, all of them go and report to the divine. These are the things done by this fellow. You cannot cheat. There was one person who died and went up there. And his things were read. That he has given only 25 paisa as a charity. Rest of the time he was only criminal. So he should go to hell. Then he asked, but I want first to go to heaven. For my 25 paisa donation, I have to go to heaven. He said, no, that is not allowed. Our rule is first you go to hell, then go to heaven. He said, no, I want to go there. And he started fighting. Anyway, he was criminal. So the Yamaraj was called. What is happening here? A big queue. Hurry up. No, he is fighting. He said he wants to go first to the heaven because he has given 4 annas, 25 paisa in charity. How to do? Return him 4 annas and send him to hell for all the time. See, friends, that is not the way. Focus attention on something higher in life. Therefore, our dharma, the kama, is meant only for purification of the mind and single pointed of the mind. Then nishchalam mad bhaktim lavate. Then only our devotion will become firm and steady, not without this. Satsanga labdhaya bhaktya mai mam sa upasita sa vai me darshitam sadbhi anjasa vindate padam. Now, this is one of the most important things Bhagavan Shankaracharya also wrote. Satsangatve nissangatvam, nissangatve nirmohatvam. Nirmohatve nischalatattvam, nischalatatve jivan mukti. The highest spiritual practice is satsanga. See, you may cancel anything in your life, don't cancel satsanga. See, what happens in satsanga? About this I'll tell you one event. This happened in Bombay. One gentleman was driving me to his house for breakfast, and his wife was sitting behind, she was driving him. And both of them were driving me crazy. And this is how this, janaza was going on. And on the way, she asked, Swamiji, why some people don't like to go to satsanga? They are not bad, but they don't want to go to. What is the reason? So before I could say, Pati Uvacha, the husband said. He said, Swamiji, this is aimed at me. I said, then you sort out, what can I do? Then she said, Swamiji, he drops me for your satsang and goes to a coffee house and spends there 1.5 hours. And then he comes back, picks me up and goes home. Why he doesn't come for the satsang? I said, now you say, it's your turn. He said, did I ever ask you to come to the coffee house? Why do you ask me to come to satsang? See, I'm not that Guptaji type of person. You know Guptaji's person? Once, one old couple, Mr. and Mrs. Gupta, they were given a civic reception. They are in our society for last 80 years. Nobody has ever seen them fighting, etc. They are living so happily. What is the secret? So, in the civic reception, Mr. Gupta was asked, Guptaji, tell, what is the secret of your happy, healthy life? You never fought. Tell. Guptaji got up, looked at Gupti. She consented, and then he started. And then he said, the secret of our life is, she goes her way, I go her way. Life is extremely simple, isn't it? Instead of shouting with each other. So, my friend Nashi said, Swamiji, what she is telling is true. I don't know why I don't feel like going to satsang. I talk to you, I enjoy your company, I took you for some shopping. But when it comes to satsang, I don't feel like going inside. What is the reason? Please tell me. I said, okay, when you ask, I am telling you. We are all carrying some notions about 4 things. Notion about ourselves, notion about the world, some notion about God, and some notion about spiritual practice or being a good person. When we go to satsanga, our notions are hammered into sand. And then one feels terribly afraid. Oh God, that means my whole life I was leading a wrong life. Who wants to accept it? And therefore one becomes afraid. And therefore we don't want to go to satsanga. So here Bhagavan says, satsanga labdhaya bhaktya mai mamsa upasita. So when you go to satsanga, you will be able to know so many things which you can never know only by reading books. See friends. Because in satsanga what happens? 1 hour satsanga is supported by 30 years of spiritual practice. It is not reading a PowerPoint. See, in PowerPoint you know what you have to say. And if one additional question is asked, when it is beyond your point, you are powerless. See friends, therefore, satsanga helps us remove all the doubts that we have, number one. Number two, what is required for the audience is decided by the Lord. And then He prompts the speaker to talk in that language. See, friends, because in satsanga it is not a prepared lecture. It is a spontaneous one. And the spontaneity is prompted by the need of the people around. Therefore, through this satsanga, when we do the upasana, savai me darshitam sarbihi andasa vidyate padam. And whatever is told in satsanga, give it a practice. One simple example I will tell you. See what a difference it makes. And it just happens, there is no struggle. Once I was in Wales, and in one house, very old house, 300 years old. So when I used to walk, krrr, krrr sound it would be. And the first floor I was staying, and ground floor my host and hostile, they were staying. I have got always this problem. Host, hostile, hostilities, and I am a hostage. So my host and hostel were on the ground floor, I was on the first floor. After my morning ABCD and everything, I was sitting in the bed itself, quiet. My Amma came and she slowly peeped through the door and she saw I was sitting and she came down. And afterwards, when I got up and came down, I said, Mama, tea, coffee, breakfast, hurry up, I am very hungry. She said, Swamiji, please excuse me, I am so sorry, I disturbed you. I said, why you disturb me? If you don't give me to eat, then I am disturbed. No, you are doing meditation and I came. I said, Khabardar, don't say I was doing meditation. I never do meditation. No, but you were sitting. I said, yes, I was sitting, but I was not doing meditation. Then I was sitting in the lap of my Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Stop doing meditation. Go and sit before the Lord and do this bhavana. You are in the lap of the Lord, like a child is in the lap of his mother. No asana, no pranayam, no japa. Because you are in his lap. And when I told her like that, she was so much emotional, started crying, came and hugged. Swamiji, last 20 years I have been struggling to learn meditation. I have gone to many Indian gurus and everybody was a Mahaguru. They have taken money from us and they have cheated us and what not. And nobody told us the simple thing that don't do meditation, go and sit in the lap of the Lord and He takes care. Because what is meditation? Tada drashtuhu sarupe avasthanam. You come back to your own essential self. Coming back to your own essential self is going and sitting in the lap of the Lord, you disappear. See, friends, when we disappear, He takes over. But when I am doing meditation, then there is a board outside. Meditation in progress, take D2. And see all the funny things that happened under this disgusting meditation. It happened somewhere in Europe, Portugal or somewhere. I was called for one international yoga conference. And that Mahatma Ji, their Jagat Guru, he calls himself. And he took us to some place. This is a very holy place. Everybody sit for meditation. So all the people are sitting, they were sitting on a parapet wall. Because I don't sit for meditation, I was standing there. And then he said, according to your position, Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayam, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyan, Samadhi. You start meditation when I ring the bell. And when again ring the bell, stop meditation. Everybody stand up. Turn, meditation. What meditation? When the next bell will go. घंटी बजा के मेडिटेशन नहीं होता. Such people, 10 minutes meditation and the whole day frustration. We have to live in meditation 24/7. And that is what a devotee attains effortlessly. See? Because the devotee doesn't claim that I have done anything. Friends, get out of this clutch of doership. Doership happens under two conditions. Number one, when we are following the path of karma. I have done this, I have done that, I have done this, I have done that. Second is path of the yoga. I am doing this. Earlier, I was getting up very late. Now I get little less late. Earlier, I was eating non-vegetarian. Now I eat only grass, naturopathy. The I is still there. See, friends, we have to dissolve this I. And for dissolving this I, there is only one technique, the technique of devotion. Because a devotee doesn't do anything. And therefore, if you are really a devotee, you will never talk about prarabdha, you will never talk about last life, you will never talk about next life, you will never talk about hell, you will never talk about miseries, you will not talk anything except Paramatma. See, friends. Because who is a devotee? Devotee does not claim the doership. Whatever is happening, Lord's will. Haricha, Haricha. So when everything is happening according to His desire, where is the question of I? Therefore, devotion is the simplest technique by which you bypass the law of karma. And therefore, if somebody is a devotee, there is no place for failure or success. If there is a failure, it is the failure of the Lord. If there is a success, it is the success of the Lord. Because you have already surrendered yourself to Him. In the same manner, if devotion is practiced in this light, then you will not do meditation. But you simply sit in the lap of the Lord. He will do meditation. What will you do? Moongfali khao. Relax. Nowhere to go, nothing to do. Therefore, having told this, now Uddhavji asked the question, साधु स्तवोक्तम उत्तम श्लोकः अतः कीदृशी कीदृग्विधः प्रभो भक्ति उपयुज्यते कीदृशी सद्भिः रता. O teacher, kindly tell me, you have been singing the glory of all the saints and sages. So tell me, what is the real meaning of devotion according to the real devotees? See? You can get the who is a devotee, you can Google it, you can get lot of it. But Googling is not the real understanding. It is okay for writing your PhD thesis, but it is not for walking the path of devotion. So, kindly tell me, Etanme Purushadhyaksha, Lokadhyaksha, Jagat Prabhu, O Lord, you are everything, you are the creator, you are the presiding over this world, you are the Prabhu, all powerful. So, Prapannaya Mam Katyatam, I surrender to thee, kindly explain me. Tvam Brahma Paramam Vyoma Purusha Prakrutehe Paraha. You are the Parabrahma beyond all the things and beings and the Prakriti. Therefore, you will be the only right one who can tell you the essence of real devotion. And in reply to this, Bhagavan Sri Krishna begins. Now, who is the real devotee? First, Krupaluhu akrutadroha titikshu sarvadehinam satyasaro anavadyatma samaha sarvopakaraga kamaihi ahataha dhi danto mrudu shuchir akinchanaha aniho mitabhukshanta sthiro macharano muni. Now he starts giving the qualities of a great devotee. This we have also seen in Bhagavad Gita chapter 12. Advaishta sarva bhutana maitra karuna evacha. There are 33 qualities given. Those 33 qualities are the 33 crores of God in the heart of the devotee. All the gods abide in the devotee. Which are those? See, first of all, my devotee is Kripalu. He is compassionate. He has love for everyone. He is able to help anyone. And he doesn't have any bitterness towards anything or anybody in this world. In one place, Bhagavan Krishna talks about devotion. What is pure love or devotion? Respect for the elders is love. Friendship with the contemporaries is love. Forgiveness towards the youngsters is love. And indifference towards the criminal elements in the society is love. 4 things. So when we are respectful for the elders, we are benefited. When you give respect, the one to whom respect is given is not benefited. The one who is giving the respect, he is benefited. Similarly, friendship with the contemporaries of our age group, if we are friendly, a friend is the one who is accepted as he is. Then the third thing, those who are younger than us, they have got every right to do wrong things. We, the elders, must have the magnanimity to forgive them. That is pure love. And ultimately, in this world there are many good and bad people. We are not here to evaluate anybody. Then be indifferent to the criminal elements. We have no comment to offer on them. If we learn from them, it's good. See, in this manner, Titikshuhu sarvadehinam satyasaraha, they are ever cheerful and happy under all conditions, and the essence of their life is the truth, and then they never entertain any negative tendencies in their mind, and they are equanimous towards all and always help everyone who comes in their way. And his mind is never contaminated by the negative thinking. He is well self-controlled with sweet disposition, absolutely pure, does not keep the things collecting and creating relations, and he is never struggling to acquire the things in this world. He eats very little food, he is always at peace, his mind is at peace, and he is living every moment in tune with my will. And therefore, he has no agitation whatsoever. Be attentive. Devotee's lifestyle is such that his mind remains every moment absolutely undisturbed, nistaranga samudravat, like the ocean without waves. See? Both mind and consciousness are knowledge. Mind is also knowledge, consciousness is also knowledge. That knowledge where thought process is involved is called as mind. And that knowledge where thought process is not involved is called as consciousness. Now see, when we see any object, like I see this water bottle. How this is seen? This is the water bottle, I know this is a bottle and I am not the bottle. So that knowledge where not I sense is born, as against the I sense, that knowledge is mind. And our own presence, I am. How do we know that? Do we know that through our sense organs, our mind, our intellect, our own presence does not create a sense of not I-ness? Therefore, on the spiritual path, knowing is being. Knowledge gathered through the mind, knowing is not being. Otherwise, what will happen? This is the donkey, I know this is the donkey, and I am a donkey. Oh. No, it doesn't happen. Therefore, let us bring our mind into the consciousness by dissolving this thought process. And this thought process is dissolved only by apravattaha gaviratma dhrutiman jita shadgunaha amani manada kalpo maitru karunakaha kavihi. He is without pramada. Pramada is repeating the same mistake again and again is pramada. And what is the mistake we all repeat in our whole life? Body identification. If this 4-day session has clicked only one thing in you, this session is successful for all of us. And one thing is, spiritual practice is attainment of freedom from body identification and freedom from the sense of being a soul per body. These two things must be erased. If this is not happening, whatever you may do, Kurute Ganga Sagara Gamanam Vrata Paripalanam Athava Danam Jnana Vihina Sarvamatena Bhajatina Muktim Janvashatena. It will be only trying to write something on the flowing Ganges and you complaining, I have written so many times but nothing is seen. In the same manner, these are the only two things, Pramada Rahita. Let us again and again work on this. What it means by being other than the body. Gabhiratma, he is Gabhiratma, means he is ever. See, Gabhira, Gambhir doesn't mean serious. There are two words. One is sincere, second is serious. Be sincere in life, not serious in life. Those who are serious, they are excited, they are depressed, they are frustrated, therefore they are serious. Those who are sincere, they are relaxed and cheerful. Gaviratma and Dhrutiman, he is committed, he doesn't give up halfway the spiritual path, and then he is no more influenced by Jita Shadgunaha. The sixth problem that we all have is with reference to the gross body, the old age and death fear, with prana, the hunger and thirst fear, with the mind, shoka and the moha fear. He who has conquered these six enemies, amani manadaha, he doesn't expect any respect from anybody, but he always respects everyone in this world. See, friends, manadaha. This is one of the most simple spiritual practice. Respect everyone in this world. Because when we respect, our mind is at peace. See, the impact of the respect is not to whom the respect is given, but who is giving the respect. Therefore, manadaha, the one who is giving respect to the kalpaha maitra karunika kavi, and is extremely efficient in whatever he is doing. He is equanimous to everybody. He never misunderstands anybody, and with compassion he lives. Therefore, he is able to recognize my essential nature. That is what a real devotee is. Ajna yaiva gunan doshan maya adishthana pisvakan dharman santyajya sarvan mam bhajeta sattamaha. Hey Uddhav, I have given the scriptures, the Veda, etc., so that the people live in a harmonious way, not fighting with each other. Therefore, they must follow the injunctions of do's and don'ts given in the scriptures. However, a devotee may not follow them and be fully committed to me and me alone, he will be liberated, because he who is a devotee of the Lord, he will never go the wrong way. And therefore, dharma santyajya yaha sarvan mam bhajet sattavaha is ever in tune with me. Jnatva jnatva ta yavai mam yavan yashasmi yadrishaha bhajanti ananya bhavena te me bhakta tamamataha. And you ask me, who is my real devotee? He who knows me, yavan, whatever I am, how long I am, where I am, who am I. All these things are known by the devotee, and such a wise devotee is extremely dear to me. Te me bhakta tamamataha. He is ananya bhakta. Ananya means what? Anya means other. Ananya means not other. Therefore, a devotee, he who has accepted me as one with him, he is my best devotee. And to him, what is his time pass, how a devotee lives in this world. And that is the technique which we all have to follow, that we'll see in our tomorrow's class. Before you sleep, I must close. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.